Who? What?
You're now live.
Let's make sure I pop out the chat here. And I think I got it.
You're now live. Chat. Pop it out.
Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Oh, it did.
Live
Sometimes it
chat.
shows up and sometimes it doesn't. I do this every time. But we are back. Welcome everybody as you all finally start trickling in. Um, we've got a few things we'll talk about tonight. One of them targeted by thieves. What up, Eddie? Zeekster, everybody, what's going on? New York sucks. Is your Super Duty safe? And what are you guys doing to combat that? Sometimes uh, you guys have no choice. And it's kind of scary out there when you hear what is going on and what these people are doing to take your trucks right in front of you. BP, what up? What up, Brian? Without further ado, as you guys, what up, Truth with Tom? As you guys come in here, we just have 60 some people in here. What is the worst um personal experience with thievery you've had with your Super Duty? Has your truck been stolen? Uh, have they busted windows? Have they stole your rims and tires? What do we got in? I know, I can't believe this Wednesday again. What do we have in the chat tonight? What up, y'all? JM Synthetics, 25-year diesel shop survivor. Woo woo. Survivor, baby. Eddie Compost, it does work. I hope it does, man. Um, I think I'm gonna need an injector. An injector. Um, the biggest thing that I hear people talking about is unfortunately in the state of Texas. State of Texas, for whatever reason, well, because they're close to the border, these things would be getting ripped off one by one. There one day, gone the next. And uh one of the popular things that I'm hearing right now is people getting their taillights stolen. If you got LED taillights on these higher trim level Super Duties, are you guys taking protective measures to keep your taillights in the back of your truck, let alone actually try to keep your truck yourself? I know there are some little they did not. They stole your BMC lights. What? Oh, I didn't think about that. You should install Velcro and no one can take your car unless they can tow it. I have heard of them, Revelco. I don't know a lot about them. I've heard of that. Got your little switch. That's right. They stole your BMC lights. Bro, I can't believe that. Man, that freaking is ridiculous. Was it out somewhere? Was it like at your house? Or how did that all transpire? Aren't you close to the border? I mean, to the Great White North. Cats, not the flavor of the month. Cats, kitty cats. Guess not. Yeah, it's just one thing you haven't been hearing about is cats. Catalytic converters being stolen. That was a real hot topic. I don't know, like right after the big C, off the hitch parking lot. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. If you guys aren't watching the chat, one of our channel members, New York Sucks, actually had his BMC lights stolen from his trailer hitch. Now, come on. Had my entire DPF stolen in 2016. I've heard that happen. Yeah. And I don't think you're going to be getting over there to the Great White North without going through port of entry, and they are going to let you load it. But yeah, we do what we can. Here in Texas, the taillights and tailgate from the illuminated trucks, especially lariat and up trims. That's that's freaking crazy.
I saw a
Especially
tail light like mine going for $1,800 on eBay, and I
what?
and I have halogen lights.
You have halogen lights? Oh, in the 250?
And no, the Lariats in 23, they started doing halogen lights until just the bulbs, like the reverse lights are LED.
Oh, you mean the actual rear tail lights? I'm thinking the front ones. That's right. Yeah, because you do have the halogens.
Yeah, the front ones are not the HIDs, they're just LED reflectors, and then the tail lights are halogen.
Here they
Man,
like to steal mirrors. Steal the mirrors.
what?
We had when I was at the dealer, we had 20 Super Duties that had all their mirrors stolen.
So how do they do that? They break it off or somehow remove it?
Well, apparently we left them unlocked,
Oh,
Oh,
and they
No,
freaking
nobody
went,
uses mirrors in Florida anyways.
oh,
Could you imagine having to buy
that,
$20,000
bro.
mirrors?
That's
well,
a first for
the
me.
crazy thing is that you left that many trucks unlocked. It could have been an inside job.
True
Hey,
that.
something happened to them and we had to put mirrors back on.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Bro, that's ridiculous.
When I was working at Roush, 5 sets of Shelby carbon fiber wheels came up missing from shipping.
Ooh,
Ooh.
ooh, ooh.
Yeah. And at that time, those were prototype stuff.
Buzz your
That
girlfriend.
that's
Woof.
crazy. But some of these parts are a little bit overpriced.
Are
Like
people really stealing Super Duty rims and tires? Do you hear people getting their rims jacked? Are people putting Super Duties up on blocks?
I mean, I would
Oh,
love to have a set of black ones like yours.
yeah. You know, if you lift your truck, it's much harder to steal your wheels. That is true. But still, though, oof.
it's a little bit louder. You got to have an impact or a long breaker bar. You have more lugs. It's a little bit easier if you just have 5 lugs.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay, I'll give that to you.
On a Super Duty, you have 8 or 10 and they're tight. It's probably too much. I mean, who's taking the Super Duty lug nuts off without an impact?
Does anybody use air tags? If you have an iPhone or iOS device, are you utilizing air tags? Have you utilized air tags in any of the things you own in case they decide to grow legs and walk away?
My
I
buddy
live.
uses air tags on his keys. And when he's with me, we're plowing snow. And it keeps telling me on my Android phone that you have an air tag with you. Then it says, do you want to make it ring? So I sit there and make his key. He's put it on his keychain. I sit there and make his keychain ring
From the air tag?
from the AirTag from my Android phone because it's telling me that he's got an AirTag and he's with me.
How was your Samsung telling you that? Like, was a little alert pop up or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
So hopefully you're not using an AirTag, and if you hide it, it won't.
And in Europe, the Land
I
Rovers
do
are
have.
getting stolen. All the Land
Wow.
Rovers like mine are getting stolen, then broken for parts. Like if you go on
What?
Facebook Marketplace, the majority of the Land Rover parts that are for sale are stolen Land Rover parts.
Wow. Oh, NFC. I'm like, I don't roll around with NFC on. Oh, 3D printing AirTag holders for trucks and trailers. That's kind of clever. I know a guy who's got some what do you call them? A GPS things. But I think he said he had to get some subscriptions too, but he's got multiple trailers and he's got GPSs for his GPSs just in case his GPS has failed. He's always got something tagged to one piece of equipment or a excavator or something just in case it decides to grow nice
I know
wheels and
I know a friend that got hit for an excavator.
For
and
real?
and a skid steer. Yeah, he was his mechanic was stealing the equipment, and he finally stole the freaking Caterpillar skid steer 279 and a 303 excavator,
Yeah.
and then
Air
he
tags
disappeared.
only good. Oh, Android tags only good for 100 feet. Okay. I use air tags here in Mission, British Columbia. They work. Okay. For stationary objects, not really designed for in motion. I thought when you had an air tag and it would like ping off of another iPhone that was close by. Is that true? Is that how that
I,
works? I'm not
I
sure.
think they use all phones, but that's part of the deal. Like, yeah, you can use our phones, but we're also gonna tell you on the phone that the AirTag's with you. So it just doesn't work well for anti-theft device because whoever's stealing it is gonna get notified that the AirTag is there.
Wow. New York Sucks says my buddy's skid steer tracker was on a ship in the Atlantic. Gone forever. Forever. That's crazy right there. Skid steers are a
Well,
hot commodity here in South Florida. Damn.
that's pretty messed up that
I can't
it,
imagine having to steal a skid steer. Like, I mean, I guess you'd have to already have a trailer and a truck. And then like what are those keys are all the same? Any key fits in them things or what? Or no, you gotta get a code. Like don't you have the keypad code ones? So unless there's like
well,
a
skid steers, most of the newer ones, they have a keypad code and they have something like the Ford Pass where it can like tell you the maintenance and it can locate it and all that. But like anything else, if you know how to unplug it, then it's gonna start. You just gotta know which one to unplug.
unplugging what?
Just like Ford Pass, how you like, okay, you're gonna steal my Ford, it's got Ford Pass, I'm gonna see where it's at.
Right, right.
But if you know what to unplug, your Ford Pass is gonna be rendered useless. You're not gonna see it. So I think that's what tricks up a lot of people. They think their vehicle's safe because it's got GPS built in. It's not that hard if you
Um,
know the vehicle to disable that.
uh,
It's the same thing. Caterpillar is able to see the maintenance and the vehicle and everything through their cat. And they actually like will maintain the vehicle, the skid steer based on that. Because you get so much maintenance included when you buy it.
so what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing to keep these bean bags from stealing your rig? You guys leaving it with the boot? I've seen some cars in the neighborhood with the boot on, and it's not because they were delinquent. It was, the car, it's not being driven. I think one had a cover on it. You guys doing that? Do you guys have some sort of kill switch? Do you guys have there's another one, not Revelco. C-Dub knows what I'm talking about, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. I think he has it actually. But there's another company out there that makes something similar in disabling some stuff like I think Revelco does. But nonetheless, it's anything you can do to keep the ball bags out. Using the Slim Jim, people were doing something on the inside of the door. Jimmy Jammers, Jammy Jimmy's, something. Is that such a thing? I have not.
What if you can figure out how to like lock up the brakes, the emergency brake, the electronic?
Well,
Because they got the one that's electronic now.
yeah.
What if you could park it, lock it up, and then freaking kill the brake? Like you kill it, you can't unlock it unless you know how to because it's all electronic. Kill switch the parking brake.
Kill switch the parking brake. Well, that would
So
only
if
be
you
good for 23 trucks.
right, is that it's
Or
23 the
23 and
year?
beyond, I should say.
Yeah, because then they can't tow it. Imagine trying to tow my 450 and the rear freaking brakes a lot.
Well, you just get you a wrecker with one of them little hoists in the back and you move it wherever you want.
Yeah, I mean, you could pick it up and drag it, and then if it's back in, you can pick it up, drag it out.
I like Brian Baldridge's mode of attack. A mode of attack. He's got a couple of vehicles running some defense, blocking in his chariot, which I can totally with you 100% on that. GPS unit. Yeah, a little inconvenience, but you know what? I'm one of them guys that'll be doing this to the window. Yep, we good. Yep, we good.
I like the idea of a GPS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
GPS like
asset tracker.
by a subscription to GPS.
Yeah, I use Links Up.
Okay. Electric
Um,
brakes lock just the rear wheels. Yeah, Detroit Record would grab your 450 in 3 minutes, DS. That's what T
I
Dub
don't know
says.
though. I mean, if you lock up the rear
Yeah,
and
it would
they
be
come up
lifted
with
up.
another, no, they're gonna come with like a big wrecker. You think they're gonna come drag me out with a?
Bro, he would come scoop that ass into that truck up and put it in drive and just go on
No,
his merry way.
if I back in, he gonna lift the front up.
Well, if he just popped the drive shaft, no, that wouldn't work. He'd have to drag it
No,
and then,
you'd have to drag it. Can that thing lift the front of a 6.7?
yeah,
It would be a headache for sure.
yeah.
It'd definitely be a little bit annoying.
T
Like,
Dub
what
says
the
he's
heck?
got him on his trailers.
The slick thing to do is put a GPS on a trailer because that is not suspected. A trailer. So what I do, I don't even know if I should say this. So trailers usually get asset trackers that might be solar powered or battery powered that maybe have like a 3-month
Yeah,
battery.
yeah.
So they might look for that. Where can we look? It's hidden in the stake pocket. It's hidden on top of the trailer, whatever. It's somewhere sitting on it.
Well, we have someone in the comments now. He's totally opposite end of the spectrum than what we're talking about. Contractor 556. Nice name. I'm all about less tracking. Even it's to my benefit. I turn off my location on my phone unless I need it. Really? I could understand that too.
Be nice to live in the old days without all
Can you
this tech.
imagine? Can you imagine? Old blue pulling up. 6.9 IDI, no turbo, no intercooler, just eating diesel,
Sound like a tractor.
sounding like
There's
a tractor.
there's something about getting hit though, like getting your stuff stolen and that feeling and you don't know where it went. You don't know who did it, and you won't.
Mhm.
You're not gonna catch them. They got away. They got over on you. That's the worst.
What's the next thing they're going to steal off these Super Duties? Easy to get the rims and tires. They're taking taillights, taking tailgates. I guess they're stealing cats. Like, would somebody be dumb enough to steal the rear shocks off somebody's truck? They'll take
If you have some
the
nice Fox shocks,
I'm just thinking if the dude's stealing the freaking
what if there was an
BMC
epidemic?
lights,
What if
bro,
there's now an epidemic? Fox shocks are now being stolen more often.
man, that was so
So PTT talked about Fox shocks being stolen, and now they're just being stolen constantly. It's just 2 bolts, and you're out of there.
zoo dad. That farm equipment. I
So
need
I
one of them. I
I
want
I put vehicle trackers on my trailers because no one knows that you can do that. You can just wire it in a way where because that wire goes all throughout the trailer frame
Mm-hmm.
So if you know what wires to tap, you can make that vehicle tracker think it's in a vehicle. It doesn't know because the guys who run the service, you talk to them like the support, they're like, you cannot put a vehicle tracker on a trailer. You have to get a trailer asset tracker with batteries. Well, if your batteries die, then your trailer is not going to be tracked and you're probably going to slip up on that, not keeping the batteries replaced, whatever, every 3 months, 6 months, whatever. Solar ones are obvious. You can just see it, take it off, and stick a trailer. But the little vehicle one could be anywhere in that trailer. As long as it's, able to get signal from the harness.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you plug it in, you can set up a geofence that says, hey, this vehicle was just plugged in. It thinks it got started. It thinks the engine started. So it turns green as soon as you plug it in. And it's
He,
like, hey, the vehicle just left the geofence.
mm.
And it's got a 3-month battery built into that
That's
anyway.
what Tom Jubb just said. He said his battery is a 90-day lifespan.
So if the vehicle doesn't receive a signal every 90 days, then it will die. But as soon as
Mm.
it receives a signal again, it will charge up. So that's how I run my trailers because people think they can just get away with trailers and no one's gonna know where it went. Well, it'll know the whole it'll know the route that the trailer took to get to where it's at.
Battery disconnect would be cool. Night Daddy Diesel. Battery disconnect, that would be cool. Speaking of battery disconnect, that does remind me for the guys that are taking the passenger side handle and getting another one and putting it on the driver's side to get rid of the keyhole because the thieveries, the most thieverous of all thieveries, they're getting a screwdriver or something. The screwdriver that looks like a plus. I don't know what that's called. Just jam it in the hole and banging it with a hammer or some device of weight and blowing out the lock cylinder and somehow jimmy rigging allowing the door to open. So if you do that and your battery dies, then you can't put your key in to open up the door to pop your hood. So if you change your handle, you might want to get some tethers that would go to a negative and positive post of one battery and have it go down into your fender and have it hang out with a receptacle that, you take the other one upside down, they're inverted. One's male, one's female, and they got to go like that. And then would go to jumper cables or end for a battery charger because if you don't, then yeah. Uh no, not any battery disconnects. This issue sounds like a project for Limitless. Ah, it could be. It could be. Yeah, that's true, King Ranch. That's true, King Ranch. Um, um, that's that was that would be a story for the Anderson connections. Cheers from Canada. Several several different things out there. Um, uh, Detroit won't go recovery vehicle. That is a pretty valid and truthful statement. Um,
What about you? What you recommend to protect your Super Duty?
well, I have getting a couple text messages as we were going. Um, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you, B. Um, is is these air tags and having GPS and hearing you talk about it's like I almost kind of want. I don't have Ford Pass. I think it started in 22. People were saying
You got
um
Ford Pass.
I do, but in 22, it would tell you when a door opened or when it was started or where it was on a map, and my Ford Pass does not do that. So I don't know if like I have the first a different version. I don't know, but they changed something, and I don't have the ability to upgrade to a different um app or patch version. So I've verified that it's on 22s and newer. I don't think it was on 20. Did 21s have big screens? Just
Mm-mm,
22s?
no.
Just 22s. I'm having a brain fart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was just 22s, but I had stumbled on it because I was talking to a customer and he's like, "Yeah, I saw you were opening and closing the door and I'm like, huh? For real?" I'm pulling up
Wait,
mine. I'm
what?
looking, I'm like, I don't have that feature. And it was like there was another button. It said not security,
I didn't know.
preferences.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that it could do that.
Yeah. Okay, pull up your Ford Pass and look at the buttons at the bottom. It says find vehicle or locate
I know that I
vehicle.
can locate it,
I don't
locate
have those
and
buttons on
schedule.
mine.
So you don't have the location and schedule remote start?
No, no.
Well, and
Well,
when I had an 18, I had location and schedule remote start on my 18, F-150. I could do that. I can lock, unlock, and start. And I can see
hmm.
my fuel range. And the vehicle's parked. But that's it. I don't know. He said he could see you open the door.
Yeah. It's like, oh, he got an alert. Driver's door's been open.
Was it a
Got an alert.
24?
No, the hood was open. And I was, I'm, bro, mine don't do that. What Ford Pass do you
Oh,
have?
I might be looking at the wrong vehicle. I
I,
was
I,
looking.
I don't know. Like, let me look at mine right now. Okay, so if I look at my
Oh,
Ford Pass, let me pull it up.
mine
Like
says update complete.
I was missing
Now
a
there's a
button.
settings.
Everybody pull up your Ford Pass. If you have Ford Pass, you have a new truck, pull your phone out. We're all looking at our Ford Pass. Let's see. Welcome, let's go. New. Okay, it's black night version. I like this. Okay, I haven't been in here for a minute. All right, so let's check it out. Vehicle is on. No, vehicle's not on. Okay, I got the unlock button. Slide to turn on vehicle. Wow. Nope, don't want to do that.
So there's an update here. There's a software update that is improvements to the country code setting on your telematics module, helping you ensure correct connectivity configurations.
Hmm.
So that's happening.
Okay, see location. What does it say for location? Forward pass with Google Maps. Enjoy location-based mobile features, including public charging, vehicle location. Your location and device details will be shared with Google. You can always change your preferences.
Yeah, I can turn something off here.
Okay, hold on
I can
here.
turn off the updates.
Okay, it shows me where I don't remember seeing this before, y'all. And I have a button that is going to give me directions to where it's at. And I got a button that looks like I could flash the lights in the horn, maybe. I think I remember that. Call dealer. No, I don't want to call that dealer. We need to make that
Closed by the
we need to change that dealer preference.
So if you look at a 20, you do not have the settings button, but if you look at my 23, you do have a settings button.
Okay. Yeah, I don't that's all I have. Vehicle
I can
health, good. Oh, oil change gonna be coming up. No active alerts. Diesel exhaust fluid, 100%. Oh, it says tire pressure. I remember seeing tire pressure. Do not use this as a for sure. All right, all right. Yeah, they changed a couple of things, but I definitely don't. It doesn't tell me when door opens or anything.
What all can you see from a technician standpoint on Oasis, or
What up, Ray?
like can you see vehicle location? You can obviously see the fuel level.
Yeah, fuel, uh, just the status of the vehicle, oil life, odometer, air pressure, if you have any recalls.
I think that there has been some mandates put in place with these vehicles because it seems like, at least for the big three, everyone has some version of Ford Pass.
Yeah, Chevy MyLink.
Are we talking about the Matrix, like
Oh yeah.
monitoring you in your car? Got it. Okay.
They've all got it. They've all got the Ford Pass, and it's so weird. Like you look at 22, they've got this weird tech where it's like they've developed these sensors that can tell if you're sitting in the seat of the vehicle. Every seat, every single seat of that vehicle has one, even the middle, like in the back seat, in the middle, they've developed these really sensitive sensors that can just tell if you're sitting in it or not. And it's pretty advanced. It's pretty advanced tech that you have such a sensitive sensor that's in the cushion, that's a pressure sensor that just knows if there's a butt in that seat.
You
Hmm.
want to know
there's a-
something funny, DS? My Land Rover has that, and that's a 17.
Oh, it has that for the. It
No
has a
kidding.
cushion. It has one in a cushion.
All the seats have a sensor in it.
Oh, Toyota's got an app too, huh? No
Well, it's
kidding.
weird that
the
it's weird that if you're sitting in that seat and you decide that that vehicle's moving and you're going to take off your seatbelt,
Ding,
it
ding, ding,
knows
ding.
every single seat. It knows if you're sitting there and you took off that seatbelt while you're driving.
Yep.
the
Very.
OEMs have been fielding the technology for the automated vehicles for 20 something years. It started back in, as I can remember, when Dodge had the little the rotating shift knob.
Mhm.
So the transmissions were electronically shifting. That was the start of it. That was integrating an ECM into a mechanical function that then the ECM monitored. So it gave the ECM full control of it. Now we've taken that idea and spread it out to every vehicle system and then connected it to the internet.
It was an interesting thing because it's like that's not a cheap system, whether it's that knob or if it's that sensor in the seat that can detect. And I don't know if it makes a buying decision for anybody. Like,
They don't even
Nope.
know. What's
They
a
don't know any
TCU?
better. They don't know
So
any better.
so
That's just
why
what
would
it
you
costs.
expend that type of money to develop and to put that inside every
Man.
vehicle?
Control.
I mean, no, but listen, I got an XL truck. My truck is a base model and it has that. I'm like, damn, this is the XL. It's got it's just a sensor in every single seat.
Imagine how much your F450 costs with a diesel engine and a manual transfer case with a 6-speed transmission, not an 8-speed or a 10-speed, with no wireless phone chargers and crank windows and a single cab with no LED lights, with analog gauges, no radio, and manual climate control. Imagine how much that truck would cost, because it's not going to be
I would imagine
$120,000.
I would imagine like 53 right now.
Yeah. You get the same truck for half price.
But I think like why would you put all this stuff in the truck for free? You wouldn't do it. Somehow there's money being made. You think about data, that kind of data, you start selling that to the insurance companies.
They already have it.
They have the data now. Like
course
before
they
they
do.
had to guess, before they had to kind of guess, well, what's your driving record? Do you wear your, they have to ask you, do you wear your seatbelt when you drive?
You know that Tesla isn't it's not a vehicle company, it's a data company, right?
Now they're all getting the hint that they can be data companies, not just vehicle companies.
We should not have to have sensors in the back seat to let us know that our children are in the back seat. That is a cultural failure. It has nothing to do with the automakers.
Yes.
Well, as soon as like on these new ones, as soon as you open up the door, make sure there's no kid in the back seat.
Yeah.
Can you use forescan to turn that off? Actually, no, I don't need to. You can actually turn that off through your infotainment. No BS.
Ridiculous. It's
Well, there's a
absolutely
lot.
ridiculous.
Say you get into an accident. I wonder if they can pull up that data. Well,
Yeah. And they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they can for obviously there's that little box where it can tell you the last couple minutes of driving, but can it tell you the freaking seatbelt situation,
Mhm.
all that other stuff?
Yes.
That's not, that it can.
Yes.
I want to get my keyboard back. I don't know what I just did. Oh, there it is. I want to ask you all a question. Right now, all 78 souls. Who in here right now doesn't wear their seatbelt? Who doesn't wear their seatbelt when they drive? I'm not talking about through the neighborhood. I'm not talking about in a parking lot. Who gets in their truck, fires it up, already has a seatbelt buckled behind them, and just gets in and drives? Who many of you guys out there do that? Who
I put
wears?
mine on as I'm driving out of my neighborhood. Like I
Okay.
won't touch it. Yeah. Like
Okay,
I'll
that's
drive out the driveway down the road, and I mean I've got
no.
dingers and stuff too. The thing won't shut up if you don't put it on. So
Yep. Okay. So they need to add $20,000. Yeah, get fucked. I have a lifetime of exemption. I wear my seatbelt. I do. What up? I was just thinking about you, Nady. Give me a call tomorrow. I want to ask you a question. I'm a firefighter, so yeah, I could understand that. Wear all the time. Okay. Um, I always wear mine, but I had somebody very close to me get killed by a drunk driver and was wearing their seatbelt and still died. So it's like when I think about seatbelts, I'm like, I just feel naked if I don't have my seatbelt and I'm going more than 45, 50 miles. I was like, hey, something's missing here. It's, something I'm accustomed to. But when I see that, it's like seatbelts save lives. Wear your seatbelt. It's like in the majority of situations, yeah, I guess so, but they didn't in this instance. So I'm like, I still wear my seatbelt, but I look at the seatbelt, I'm like, but for the same fact, technicians and Ray can vouch, like, we'll go on a road test or we'll zip around somewhere. I never think about putting my seatbelt on. It isn't until I'm officially gonna go out on the road and then put the seatbelt on. You know what I mean? It's,
yeah,
you're hanging out the window, you got the computer, it's like, I don't need this resistance in front. Just hold on, I'll put you on later. Hold on, let me just push you off to the side. You're good.
I can vouch for the usefulness of the seatbelt though, because I ran into a telephone pole once, and the seatbelt is it's a good thing because it keeps you from flying through the windshield or smashing your face on the steering wheel.
That is important.
Yeah. So I mean, just to counter the argument of people that say that seatbelts cause more injuries than they prevent. That's probably true, but they probably you don't die as often.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Zoodan.
I wonder
Yeah.
what the statistics are for seatbelts causing injuries.
Every time it comes into effect, it's going to cause an injury because that seatbelt is holding you to the seat at speed, and it's going to cause an injury every time.
I've been in like 2 car accidents, pretty decent ones, and I never can even remember if I was wearing it or not. I would imagine, yeah, because normally I don't. The 2 accidents I got in, I didn't really get injured. I just know the airbag was in my face.
That's My seatbelt saved my 4-year-old's life the other day.
Good.
We were in the car last Saturday, and she was screaming about some stuff, and I told her to stop and be quiet. She was throwing a hissy fit over what kind of pizza we were going to get, and I told her to be quiet and hush. And sit. She said, "No, you." And I turned around so damn fast that my seatbelt locked in, and I'm back there swatting, trying to get her ass. She's up on the seat like, she's gonna kill me. So my
That's
seatbelt
funny.
saved my daughter's ass the other day.
That's funny. Because it held dad back.
Yeah, it held me back because I was going in the back seat to get her for that one. She didn't know
That's
you,
good
Dad.
shit.
Really? Is that a fact? All right, hang on a minute. I'll be right there. Instantaneous dad rage.
That's funny. Yeah,
I
it's-
wonder if you lock onto that steering wheel, do you still fly out and that thing just gets ripped out of your hand, or can you like hold it back?
hold what back?
I don't know, yourself from flying out.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no, you're not doing that. No,
You're just going out.
no, you're gonna turn into like squishy stuff as you break the windshield. It's ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that squishy stuff that's inside
Yeah,
you
you-
is going to be coming out from
Yeah, it's
inside
gonna
of
come
you.
out.
I've
That's
heard
not
of
gonna-
I've heard of people like flying out of that windshield and landing on the ground and living.
Oof. King Ranch. Oof. You know what I think we all forget, and I was thinking about this a couple days ago. And it's weird how we go down these things that we're talking about trucks being stolen and this stuff. But your melons, your heads. I have rode motorcycles before. It had been a few times that I hadn't wore a helmet. I always had wore a helmet. But even with old people, I had an aunt fall, break her hip, and she hit her head. And she succumbed to her injuries because it fucked up the inside of her brain tissue and swollen. It was not good. So I think, we have all this stuff going on in our head. This is the information station. This is central command. And all it really takes is for us to slip off of a tool while we're doing brakes. Our hands are greasy. Even worse because I'm doing brakes today. Got brake fluid on it, and we fall and hit our head on the hoist, or we trip and fall and hit a control lock. Like, I know we're not wearing helmets while we're working in safety equipment such as that, but yeah, glasses. I mean, do you guys wear hard hats when you're working on cars?
You
I
can
mean,
wear a hat.
I
You could
don't.
wear
Oh, nah, it only takes one trailer hitch and you're good for life. You know what I'm talking about. You walk around
Oof.
the back of the rack and there's that trailer hitch you forgot about.
Oof.
And the Ford
People,
plant, when they
do
would
it again.
in the Ford plant, they would lift the trucks up. Well, there was like a whole line where they would work under the trucks. There was a big back and forth. They didn't want to wear hard hats, but they eventually came up with like a soft helmet that can protect them in case they hit their head on something.
Mm. I don't know. That's freaking scary. Later, Zeekster. And then we have cheese pizza. Sounds good for your guys for lunch. Yes, cheese pizza. Apparently, I bricked my Coyote ECU, and my dealer told me there are no availability in their search. Yay, me. How do you apparently think that you bricked your ECU? I'm just curious. Yeah, I mean, I'm all about the nitro gloves. Lacking on the eye protection, they sitting on top of my toolbox. Should be sitting on my face. They are the ones Cliffy Woofy gave me. Woo woo. we all gotta keep that in mind, not the hard hats. Defensive driving video. Hmm. The eye. Feel like I'm missing somebody up here in New York sucks. No.
I've got a hard hat now since I've smacked my head on the frame too many times.
You should see my hard hat from work. I've hit my hard hat so many times.
Ooh.
It's got like it's white, but it's got like blue scuffs on it from all the times I've nailed it.
Hmm. Daughtry, are you by any chance able to use like IDS or anything? Because I mean, I'm not saying I could, but I have a pretty
Tear tag that bad boy.
yeah, I mean, go in the back door somehow and program it back to stock and then do whatever you got to do to I mean, I don't do that other stuff. I just download stuff from the mothership.
Tear tag it back to stock. Then do your
Oh, I was at a store today and a very pregnant woman ordered a pickle and cheese stick pizza. Oh, gross.
Like mozzarella sticks.
Oof. I took it to my Ford dealer and they used their IDS. Well, they're probably trying to connect to the vehicle like normal Yahoos. Well, these guys are gonna have to um ooh, I want that steak. It's hard to explain, buddy.
That's a Boston
Um,
butt.
they're gonna need to hook up IDS and a computer that hasn't been used because now that vehicle has been hooked to it. So they're gonna have to get another IDS and they're gonna have to leave the key off as they're identifying it. Can it be tagged back to stock if it's been bricked, like a bench flash? So, you're gonna do this first, and it's gonna go through. Is the key on? You keep hitting yes, the key's off. Keep going, keep going. It's gonna say, this module in the vehicles is not programmed as blank. It's gonna go through manual vehicle entry. It's gonna ask for the tear tag. It's a 4-digit number that you should be able to see on your PCM, like by the part number, little 4-digit. And it's going to say to put that into the computer. Key still off. Is this the right vehicle? Keep hitting with the key off. And then it's going to force program that ECU back to the original tear tag that it came built with from the factory. And I've had to do this on some CNG vehicles because they had a special tune overlaid on top of the Ford Cal, and it allowed the CNG stuff to work on the network. So what had happened was I needed to program that computer back to stock, but because it had this special tune in it, I couldn't identify it with IDS. So I had to pretend that the computer was blank. IDS doesn't know if the key's on or off. It's off, and I'm just keep hitting. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. Yep. Keep. Yep. Yep. And oh my gosh, would you believe this? This computer's got to be blank. It's going to ask you for that 4-digit number, and you got to do it with a new computer, though. That's the trickery. You're just going to go back to the same dude. He's going to be like, "Well, I already go get your buddy's computer that has not been hooked to the Mustang, that has not been hooked to the data link, that has not been hooked to the PCM. I don't care if it didn't make communicate. It cannot have a session from that car. So find a new computer, rewatch this live stream, or have them rewatch this live stream and do exactly what I just told you, because I have personally done this multiple times. Not in the scenario like you're talking about. I mean, there were CNG trucks that had a special tune file on it. So in order for me to get rid of that, I would have had to force program, um, just like I explained to you. So
As long as it's an IDS car.
yeah, it has to be IDS. FDRS.
I
I
mean,
don't know how that's gonna work.
you could do a manual VIN entry, then try to do a PMI on it. That's about it.
If he's gonna do that with the IDS that's already been hooked to the car. If you're gonna try the procedure that I just described to you, tell them to use another IDS machine, VCM, computer, all that. And if you're a small dealer, they may only have two machines. So
They may have
sometimes when you're doing this, it's like, man, okay, you're already locked out, not locked out. I'm just giving you an adjective. I already locked out my computer. All right, let me go try my buddy's computer. Tried it, it didn't work. Shoot, I can't try these two computers. I'm gonna have to go ask my other coworker if I can borrow his computer. Oh, I finally got it to work. So it was, I had did one, it didn't work. I took another fork in the road with the other computer, it didn't work. I took another fork in the road with the other computer and it worked, but I couldn't take another fork in the road with the other two computers because they had already been attached to the car. Every time you make a new fork in the road, you got to use a new computer. It's must. I don't work ones and zeros, bros. I just hit the buttons, turn the keys, and work the wrenches. That's it. That's all I know. I don't know. I rest my case. Mm-hmm. Still on the pickles? Not on pieces.
I mean, worst case, they can uninstall and reinstall IDS and get rid of it too.
Yeah, well, you think they take out all of the vehicle files and sessions?
It should.
Even in Ford Motor Company program files 86?
I mean, you can delete them out of there too.
Um, oh, I don't know. I had to ask myself, I see. I don't know. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, oh, I don't know.
I got nobody knows what's going on. Aaron and I just had a complete private conversation all by ourselves. like
Oh.
for real. Oh, that was awesome.
Adopt your performance. Email
Talk
me,
about that
man.
later.
Let me know how that all pans out for you, buddy. I feel confident if they were to listen to what I just said, I think they might be able to do you right. But that's neither here nor there. Yes, you can delete the folder sessions. Yeah, Zoodad just confirmed. He just did a confirmed. A kill confirmed.
That's the problem with all the experienced guys getting out of the dealership.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to do this.
Yep. It's over time, I can remember starting off in the beginning and really hating my life. Like it freaking sucked. I was flat rate and all this nonsense and trying to figure out this programming and then the 6.0s came out and you got to reprogram 3 modules at one time. Not one time, but the TCM and the PCM and then the FICM. And then more networks came out with 6.7s. The Lumiduties came out. Body control modules improved. Now we got OTA 2020 comes out. We got Ford Pass, all this stuff going on. And there is just so much knowledge and tricks of the trade, I guess. Like Ray's got his tricks of the trade for all the GM quirks and no, you need to do this. This is GM stuff. Same thing with you can't teach this stuff. This is stuff that you just learn from on the job experience and fucking up. Sometimes the best way to learn is you gotta fuck up.
Error.
Man, it sucks to say that, but that's how you improve. And you'll be tightened in a bolt. Like my experience tells me that I should probably stop because you just teleported 15 years ago when you did this. You know, like no. And we were
And
just
now,
talking to him.
and
Go ahead.
nowadays, updates trigger new updates. Like
Update
in
for an update.
like Maki. So say you go to SW updates in FDRS and hit update all modules. Yeah, you just updated all of the modules. Then, or update all the modules that are there. Then once you get done and hit refresh files, you got more updates. Because you updated this module, which opened up this module to have an update, which opened up this module to have an update. So you can have updates on top of updates. Yeah, it's nuts.
Failure is the best teacher. I think Brian, that's that's facts right there, buddy. As much as it sucks, that's pretty funny. Yep, so we're gonna go ahead and yeah. Toodaloo.
Good night.
RH. You are. But we're winding it down. We were just going over a bunch of security features that you may add to your truck to keep thieveries out. And yeah, we were just blabbing about all types of stuff. We go down these rabbit holes of this hour's worth of your guys' time that I really am appreciative of you guys taking, this small amount of time out of your day, because I know I don't have a lot of time, but for you guys to come and hang out with us, it does mean a lot. I appreciate you guys. Listen to what we have to say, given your input, some of the things I haven't heard. And it's someplace we come and bounce a bunch of ideas off. You guys come to me, come to us for knowledgeable automotive information that will sway you to spend your money wisely, and hopefully keep your truck in your possession. Yes, but I use cheap air tags. Deuces. Everybody, I appreciate you. We're going to end it here. We have some stuff to talk about in the after party. And if you guys have any asks or questions or want to get your truck in for service, make sure to hit the email in every video description. And we will see you Friday. Ray, Cliffy, Whiffy, DSC. Peace. We'll see you later.